Hello.
Hello and welcome back
Welcome back
to the H&U podcast.
with your hosts Himale and Urshi.
Urvashi.
It sounds so weird coming out my mouth, man. Lovely.
I didn't hear the V when you said my name. Urvashi.
Lovely.
Like, that's not my name.
By the way, I'm wearing shades because we had a night out last night.
We did?
And what was it for?
It was for my graduation.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you
Smashed
very
it.
much.
You're now a finished uni.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
I feel like an actual adult and it's scary.
This is where real life starts.
Oh my goodness. I wonder if everybody has a point in their life when they go through this and they're like, oh God, this is real now. Like, I'm actually I have to be responsible for myself.
Yeah, I mean, it was gonna have to happen eventually.
Definitely. I think it's just the realization has hit a lot deeper now that I'm 21 and I've graduated. I'm no longer a student. It's just, and I've actually done the walk.
Well, that's not the truth, technically. You are now a student of life. So...
He said this to me quite a lot, you know. He's like, now you're a student of life.
That's it. That's what it is. That's what we're all doing. We're all trying to learn how to live with life.
Yeah.
Well, not even with you. We are living life. We just need to learn how to... Everyone is learning, you know, to try and be better, I guess. Mm-hmm. Or just trying to live.
I'm just trying to live, man.
Trying to live, man. Anyways, I keep saying anyways, you know. I always say that. Anyways, guys.
You do.
Fucking typical YouTuber. If you like the video, please like. Obviously, if you like the video.
If you like the video.
If you like the video,
please
like it. Like it. Just subscribe, please, and share the video if you like it.
Share the video if you like
it. Oh no, this is gonna be fun. Anyways, we hope you enjoy the episode.
Yes. Let's get into it.
What do you think about this?
Okay.
Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional.
Oh. Pain is inevitable. I agree with that. Suffering is optional, you said, right?
Yeah.
I disagree with that part.
Go on then.
I think everybody suffers in different ways, and sometimes you just can't help it. I don't think it's a choice. However, you can choose how you manage the way you're suffering, but you can't choose the fact that you are suffering. Like, if you're suffering, you're suffering. That's the fact. Like,
okay.
I don't think you can. Maybe you can prevent it, but when you're in it, you're in it. You know, and then it's just how you navigate yourself around that situation. So I kind of agree, but kind of disagree with the statement.
So what would you say? What would you change it as? Because pain is inevitable.
Yeah,
which
that
is
part's
true.
facts.
That will
yes.
always happen. Yeah, you're going to have some hardships, I feel like, in life. Because that's just a part of it.
And that's the only way you can grow.
Yeah.
And suffering.
But suffering is optional. I guess in terms of fitness and stuff like that, the pain is inevitable when you're working out. The suffering could be optional in terms of you pushing past all the bullshit.
Yeah.
You can take, you know.
If you change your mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
that's
it
why
won't feel
that's
like
valid.
that anymore.
That's where that's valid. Suffering is optional.
Okay, I see that in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like suffering as in like any type of suffering.
Yeah.
Like if you've lost a loved one, things like that. Like that's kind of like you have to deal with that in your own way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd change it to suffering can be navigated if you choose to navigate it. Don't think that makes any sense, but that's what I changed it to.
Suffering can be... You can navigate through it.
You can navigate through your suffering, guys.
I guess you can, but...
Just like how you can manage your mind.
That's true. Gotta manage your mind sometimes. Or all the time, actually. Okay. School days. That's
School
what
days.
I've got written down. To be honest, school days.
Days. What was like your favorite game at school, or like when you were that age?
In like breaks and lunches.
Yeah.
My favorite game. If we're talking primary, I'm talking British Bulldog. I'm talking
What's that?
British Bulldog.
Yeah, what's that?
I'm sure there was different names, but British Bulldog, I believe what it was is 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
One is on one side, one's on the other. If you get caught, you go into their jail, but you can get freed if one of your friends runs past those people who are trying to stop you and tag you, and then you can run out as well.
Oh, okay.
And you both go back to your base. What a sick game.
I swear we just called it the jail game, but yeah, that was in primary as well.
Jail catch as well, I think.
Yeah, jail catch, yeah.
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 Wicked. What about you?
I remember playing 3-pod a lot, and like, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? What's the time, Mr.
3-pod?
Wolf?
I remember that rings a bell. What is that? What?
We played that more with the family, the cousins, when we went to Mama's house.
3-pod.
We played it outside of Mama's house so many times.
How do we play that again?
So one person is it, and then you have to hide from them, and then when they like go to try and find other people, you have to run back to where they were counting and tap the wall and say 3-pod.
Oh yeah!
And then you have to say your name.
What a sick game as well.
Yeah, that one was like honestly one of my favorites. I used to be like, let's play 3-pod like all the time. I think it was called 3-pod anyways. That's how I remember it being
It
called.
sounds like it. It sounds like something like that.
But yeah, so there was that. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Is when someone is.
I think most people would know that one.
I don't think they would.
Really?
I don't think a lot of people would know. So, one person is basically like, oh, it's 2:00, and then you take 2 steps forwards, and then they basically say a lot of numbers, and you
The best way to think about
go.
what's the time, Mr. Wolf, is like in Squid Games.
I was gonna say, yeah, Squid Games.
That thing where he goes na 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 na.
God damn it. But yeah. So, and then they say, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? And then they tell you a time, and whatever time they say, that's how many steps you take. And then when they say it's lunchtime, they turn around and chase you. You have to get back to where you started.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit dead, but when you're playing it,
you just described it so poorly.
I did. Google it if you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Someone stands facing the wall, and then everyone goes, "What's the time, Mr. Wolf?" And then the person who's standing at the wall turns around. Is that right?
Only after they've said time. So if they say it's 2:00, you take 2 steps forward. If they say 3:00, you take 2 steps forward. If they say 5:00, 5 steps forward. But their aim is to get you as close as possible to them before they say it's lunchtime. And then they turn around, run at someone and catch them. So then they're the next person on.
What a sick game.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't play that often. We used to play, what else was there? There was obviously tag. We used to use the gutters as footballs and then put stones in. Like we just flick 3 times to get into goal. That was pretty sick.
Yeah. You loved your Beyblades. I know that's not a playground
But that wasn't a playground thing. Do you know when I get a house, myself, I'm dedicating a room to Beyblades. I'm saying that. What a sick bloody concept.
That's so funny. You said you're dedicating a whole room to
that. Yeah, a
that.
whole room to that, man. That's the kind of money that I'll have. That fuck off kind of money.
So this is my games room, but then here in this corner, this is my Beyblade room.
Yeah. I'll probably have like a man cave full of like cool shit like that.
I see that. But yeah.
School days. Do you miss school? Like not primary, because I don't remember much of primary. It was a fun time, but secondary school. From year 7 to year 11, that was.
I miss primary more than I miss secondary. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because there was just, I don't know, primary is just a whole other thing. Just being that young and naive and just, I don't know, golden time, you know, and we had that 1 hour.
Golden time.
That 1 hour to just do what you want. Everyone loved playing on the whiteboards.
Oh yeah, those smart boards. Or you'd have to tap
the
it.
The pen, yeah, you know, the calibrating was the best thing ever.
Did you ever get picked to do it? I never got picked. Because obviously I was a troubled child.
You guys had to get picked for that. We literally just got to go up and do it. Like, it was up to us. In our hour, we could do what we wanted.
No. Would they pick it, like, when they configure it when they're doing a lesson? Sometimes they'd be like, oh, who wants to do it?
Yeah, well, I did it most of the time. Shows what kind of students we were at opposites.
Damn.
Yeah.
I miss school. I miss school days. Not because of the people. Actually, a bit of everything, to be honest. I just missed the environment of being in school.
It's the whole experience, isn't
Yeah.
it? Even the people, even the shitty ones, the good ones, the ones that stuck around, the ones that didn't.
Yeah, what an interesting time. Like 5 years of your life just there. Which is crazy. You think 5 years is a long time, but then you put it in that area, that setting, and it's like 5 years from done, finished.
Yeah. It's insane. It's also crazy how we went from doing that many lessons from like when we were young, doing like obviously English, maths, everything, and then do our SATs, and then we have more lessons in secondary, and then we get to choose, and then you have your GCSEs, and then you go down to doing either 3 or 4 things or 1 thing. It's crazy. It's like narrowing down what you actually want to do.
The one thing I appreciate about school was just it was teaching us about routine. You'd wake up at 7 o'clock. Well, get to school for 7, 8-ish. 8-3, innit? Was it 8-3?
I think when you were there, it was 8-3.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it when you?
For most of the time, it was 8-3, and then it changed just before we were about to leave. But we didn't have to go. We didn't have to do it. Then. So yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah, 8-3, just in school learning. You know, it'd be, what would it? You go into your form, then you do your first 2 lessons, break.
Next 2 lessons,
Next 2, lunch, and then last lesson.
Yeah.
It was a routine.
It's pretty sick. And then they just messed it all up.
That was a good night out, to be fair, last night.
No, last night was. I feel like the music was a bit hit or miss sometimes, but...
I don't remember most of the night, you know.
I was so waved.
The first time I've in a long time where I've just not remembered the night. I remember it was alright, it was good. But...
Yeah.
Had a good time, though. But every time we go out with family, it's always a good time.
It is. Regardless of anything that happens, it's always a good night.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, when I was saying appreciating what school, right? About teaching us about routine and structure.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't appreciate about school is that they don't teach us anything about outside of school, like life stuff, like mortgages and all this other stuff. Imagine if they taught us at a young age about all this stuff. How much it would benefit us.
It actually would. Like, instead of having lessons about, I don't know, in citizenship, we'd talk about random stuff instead of actually talking about things that would make a difference in our life. Like, not saying that citizenship isn't important. It is, but at the same time, they should have taught us about mortgages, about rent, about how money works, essentially.
Yeah.
Because they say maths is going to come in handy when you're older, and as much as it does, it would have been nice to have that in a money setting. You know what I mean? Like, if they actually taught us, like, money-wise. It
is what it is. I guess that's just the way school is designed. School teaches people how to run, or not even how to run, how to be in that rat race of work. Because right now, 90% of people are trading time for money.
Yeah.
And now, when you get out, and you're like, we're always like struggling to break out of that matrix that they built us. I know matrix is a weird thing to say, but it is kind of like that.
Yeah. I think it's also like a life lesson that they've kind of put in place. That, like, okay, you'll have things set in place that has to teach you things you need to know, but then there's also things you have to learn on your own. Like, you have to grow on your own. You have to make mistakes to learn and grow, essentially. But
I guess the nice thing is knowing that everybody's in the same boat as you.
Yeah. No one's ahead and no one's behind. Everyone's just equal.
Well, I don't think so, because then external things come through, like your environment that you live in and all that stuff. So everyone's
and your parents' financial situation as
everyone's not equal in terms of the situation that they're in, but everyone's equal in the space that everybody has.
Yeah, and also the maybe not knowing part.
What?
Like, not knowing their future, or not knowing what money means or is.
You've lost me, sorry.
By the way, guys, if I seem like I'm, like, dazing off, it's because I'm hungover. So that's why. He's got glasses on, so you can clearly see that I have bags under my eyes, but I don't care. So, yeah.
Yeah, no rules. You've lost me anyway. Carry on, what you're saying.
Oh, as in, like, everyone's equal in the sense that, like, when you leave school, like, it's up to you to find out on your own.
Yeah, on what you... Yeah, that's right.
That's what I meant. Like,
Mm-mm.
that's on you now. Nobody's going to be there to tell you this, and this.
Yeah.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously, there'll be people there to guide people.
And also,
But-
there will be people who you trust to give you the right advice, but sometimes it's just not. And the only way for you to figure it out is to actually do whatever it is that they've said to do.
True.
Um,
Figure it out on your own as well.
yeah. If you make a mistake, it's fine, because that's what we've been. Like, I've read and listened to so many people saying that that's what 20s are. You got to try shit in order for you to know what you actually enjoy.
That's very true.
Seeing what sticks, what doesn't matter. You at least you tried. And when it's trying a loser thing to do, it's not.
It's really not. In fact, it's the opposite. You're more victorious if you've tried something and decided it's not for you
Yeah.
than if you never tried at all.
Yeah.
It's like the what if is gone now. It's the oh well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So try things, guys. Take the leap of faith. Not always, but...
You do this all the time where you speak like you're giving advice.
I'm motivating people. I'm the motivator. I'm the hype woman.
Okay. What matters more? Who you know or what you know? I saw this question on one of Chunks' videos.
I thought you were going to say TikTok then again.
Okay.
Every time it's mentioned something nowadays,
It's
I saw this on
man.
TikTok.
TikTok is a beautiful
Like-
place to be. Honestly, there's so many things that you can learn on TikTok. It's crazy. Anyways, yeah, that's the question. What matters more, do you think? Who you know or what you know?
I think it depends on what situation you're in, because, like, for me, for example, I think networking is very important for, like, the career I want to go into. And so having them connections with the people that can get me to where I need to be
Yeah.
is very important. It's not the most important thing, because obviously I do believe in myself. I can get there without the connections, but it'd be nice to have that little helping hand. But also, the what you know is, like, that should be a priority. If you know all these people, but you don't know what to do with, like, that, because you have no information about things,
Yeah.
then what's the point of knowing them people?
Facts. But also, it's good to have people... Well, I think it's who you know. But what you know is as important, because if you're able to know... If you know what you're doing, then there's nothing that's stopping you to go and do that, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But who you know is important, because we've all said it. You can't do things... you're always going to get help.
Yeah,
If you want it, the help is always going to be there.
that's true.
So who you know is great
It is.
in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't have one without the other, I think.
I think you can. I think a lot of people have had the what you know and taken that by themselves,
Yeah.
built their own connections. So I think the
Right.
what you know comes first, and the who you knows comes next.
Yeah, but what I said was you can't have one without the other, and you're basically back in mind what I just said then.
Yeah, but I think the what you know is priority. Because if you know shit, if you don't know shit, and then
Right.
you're in a room full of, like, say, billionaires, and they know everything, right? That's how they got to where they're at. And you're here, and you're being friends with them or whatever, or you're making connections. You're not going to make full use of them connections, because you have no idea what's going on.
Right.
Or you don't have an actual idea of what you want to do.
I understand that, but going back to my point, you can't have the other one without the other.
That's true. But I do think that even without connections, you can make it to where you need to be.
But it's not about, like...
I don't think that who you know is...
It's not as important, but also... You don't even realise it sometimes, but you do get help, like invisible help.
Invisible help.
Without you even knowing, sometimes you are being helped.
Okay, I see that. All right.
And it might not be a person, it just might be circumstances.
That's true. So yeah, I guess we've hacked that question in a way.
Okay. I like this one, okay? Being pissed off for no reason. Have you ever had that? Have you ever had that? You're just pissed off for no reason. Or
Yeah.
you can't find the reason because you're just that pissed off.
I think I've had that one as well. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, There's been both.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%.
Fucking hell! I'm fucking pissed off, man. Why? I don't fucking know. What you fucking ask me?
It's just you're in an ag mood. You're just aggy all the time. Well, when you're in that mood, anyways.
Yeah, and it's rare, but when it comes crashing.
Yeah. It's almost like I just can't be asked to do anything. When I'm in that mood, I'm just like, I don't want to do anything productive. I don't want to do anything that's not productive. I just want to be here. I don't even want to be here. Sometimes I'm just like, why am I here? What's going on?
But is that when you're angry, or is that when it's just a mood where
it's
you're
just
like,
when I'm pissed off.
When you're pissed off?
Yeah. Obviously, it's not going to be like all the time. Imagine if I'm like, why am I here right now? That'd be so dumb. That'd be the worst mentality to have.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like, crying about it all the time. That's not great mentality.
That's like victim mentality in a way.
That is a victim mentality.
Exactly. So, no, it's literally when I'm in these certain moods, and I think it doesn't help when I'm in pain or something, then I'm like, okay. And I mean physical pain. I'm like, oh, this isn't helping my situation.
Yeah.
But it's very rare. But the one thing that I hate is when I'm in the moods is the way I act out when I'm in the moods. And then I reflect, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shout for no reason. Like, I'm just taking it out on people that don't deserve it. Or like if someone wants to go somewhere, for example, if mom wants to go shopping and I'm in that mood, I'm like, I really just don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to do anything. I'm like, tomorrow, we'll do it tomorrow. And then I come to a point where I'm like, no, you know what? No, we'll do it today. Forget tomorrow. We'll just do it today.
Yeah.
I'll deal with this.
That's good. Dealing with things there and then.
Yeah.
I think is so much better than dealing with things after. Like when, but a very small thing, but washing the dishes.
Yeah.
You're right there. You can wash the dishes. What's the point of doing it later when you know that you're going to feel the same way about it?
That's the thing. For some reason, I don't. I find washing dishes very therapeutic, but I like to do them when I want to do them, right? Like, because that's when I'm like so motivated and during where I'm like, I want this therapy right now.
But how often do you want to do it?
When I say I'm going to do it later, the motivation literally does come later. And I mean like an hour later, I'm like, okay, now I really want to wash the dishes.
Okay.
It's like I mentally prepare myself. I'm like, right now, let me just listen to a bit of music and then I'm ready. And then I'll just turn my phone off and wash the dishes.
Fair enough.
Whenever I say to my mum, I'll do it later, I always do it later. If I don't do it the same day, I'll do it the next day. Unless she gets angry and does it herself.
Yeah,
which
she wants
our
you
mother
to do
does
it.
do that.
Because she wants you to do it then. That's why.
Yeah, but that part I don't get. Why?
Here's the thing. The one thing I figured out, right? Not figured out, but just like realised.
Yeah.
Doing things off of feeling is not a great feeling. Like, not a good thing to do. Because 9 times out of 10, feeling like wanting to do something doesn't happen that often.
I think that's more an independent thing, don't you think?
What?
Like a personal, like an individual. Like for me, being motivated for certain things comes naturally.
Here's what I mean, though. Let me finish my point first.
Finish your point.
Let's say you want to work out, yeah?
Yeah.
And you don't feel like doing it. You're not going to do it.
You need to be motivated and driven to do it.
Right.
It's the why.
But
like you said,
it's the
why
feeling,
has to be bigger.
right? If you're going off your feeling of not wanting to do it, working out is a big one. Most people don't feel like doing it.
Yeah. I see that.
And so putting your important things based off of how you're feeling, not the best thing to do. The way to look at it would be the why, the best way. What's my why? Why am I going to do it? What's the point of me doing it? Oh, I want to fucking feel better. I want to look better. Okay, so is that a big enough why?
Yeah.
If not, then figure out a bigger why.
I mean, I feel like for me, a thing is like, okay, I'll do it when I want to do it because that's when I'll do it properly.
Yeah.
If I'm doing it when I don't want to do it, I don't think I will. I like to do things like all in or all out kind of thing. Yeah. I'm a very I don't like to do shit half-hearted.
You're like, it doesn't matter. If I've done it, I've done it. It doesn't matter how you did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as I've done it to my best of ability. That could be anything. Like even like hoovering, for example. If I'm gonna hoover, I'm not just gonna hoover one room. I will hoover the whole house apart from your bit. That's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I literally
I'll
say
take
to him all the time.
I'll take responsibility of my shit.
His staircase and his room is his responsibility.
Yeah.
The rest of the house is mine. I'll hoover the kitchen, all the bathrooms, everything. That's that.
I won't argue with that.
Yeah. But Yeah, so I don't like to do shit half-hearted. Like, if I'm just gonna hoover my room, I'm like, okay, well, the rest of the floor, like, still needs hoovering. Why don't I just do that? I'm not gonna be selfish and just do my room.
Yeah, true. I'll be trying to break out of that, to be honest. Like, just focusing on my own shit of cleaning my things, and then it's like, yeah, but that's not fair.
For me, sometimes it's the other way around. Like, I focus too much on things that are for everyone. Like, I've realized, like, as I've been growing up, I've literally lived vicariously, is that the right word?
Don't know.
Through our family members. And like how much I mean to them and how much they're proud of me, things like that. It made a huge difference to me. And I guess that added to like my confidence as I grew up, because I know I have this backing. And then also, like, I would always see things through other people's eyes until eventually I started seeing things through my own. Then I was like, but that helped me with my vision and everything. And I guess that also helps my creativity. But yeah, it was like I put a lot of importance on what the people I care and love about think about me, and how much how much I make people feel. Because people don't forget how you make them feel. They'll forget what you said. They'll forget what you did. But a person will never forget how much you made them feel a certain way.
Yeah, I can agree with that. There's a couple of friends that I've met, like, and they said the last time we spoke, I don't know what we talked about. I said this to a friend of mine. I said, I don't know what we spoke about, but I felt good.
Yeah.
I felt like it was right. And that makes a big difference.
It does. It really helps when you have a feeling towards somebody that's like, maybe you didn't expect it, but you ended up having like a really deep conversation with someone that you never thought you would. And the feeling you get from that is like, oh my God, I have another person to be able to confide in.
Oh, dearie me, the camera turned off.
Yes, apologies, everybody.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it?
We need to keep an eye out on it.
Silly things. Anyways, we were talking about being pissed off for no reason.
And then we went on a tangent.
Here's what I was going to say, actually. Because we were on the topic of, like...
Feelings,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think... here's my question to you. Have you ever lost your perspective of something because you were so busy trying to take on other people's opinions of it that you kind of lost your own opinion on it?
I feel like I'm easily influenced by the people I listen to. But I've always altered my perspective, but I've never completely changed it.
Not completely changed, I just mean forgotten. So have you ever forgotten it, or you always remember your own opinion?
I think I always remember it, but I also remember the journey of it, of like, maybe perhaps someone's changed my perspective. I'll still remember my original thought of, no, I thought this was terrible, but now maybe it's not so terrible, kind of thing.
See, that's crazy. I guess it's just because I'm older, I've experienced that, losing my own perspective of something. And that was a weird time, because it's like, what do I actually think about that? About a couple of things, actually.
Yeah.
But I guess it's because I threw myself into the deep end of wanting to understand other people's opinions of something. Like, every possible angle that it could be seen.
Yeah.
And what I realised was you can't ever see everybody's perspective of it.
That's true.
You can have an understanding of it and then take on the good shit and the bad shit that people have said, because to them it's still a good thing. And yeah, it was a weird time for me. I was like, oh shit, what do I actually think about that?
Did you have to like really self-reflect and like look deep? Like, oh shit.
I had to be like, okay, let me put things aside to find out what it is I actually think about.
Yeah. Do you think your meditating helped with that? Like, if you were meditating at the time?
I think so.
Okay.
It would have. Definitely. Just having a clear mindset or something.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think it strips down a lot of the fog, the brain fog that comes with it.
Yeah, I see that. That's good though. The fact that the moment you realise like that was a thing, you were able to like act on it or like sort it out, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it's interesting to be able to forget your own opinion of something. because you're so lost of what other people are saying about it.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know if someone's... sure people have gone through that before.
I'm sure they have. Oh, yeah, 100%. I think it's just the fact that I am the way I am. I think it comes down to how stubborn I am as well.
Yeah.
I feel like you're open to a lot of things, right? And so you're able to take on what people say and things like that. I'm so stubborn that I will never forget my original idea and how much it's changed.
It's
or like,
true.
it's like, you know this, you know me.
It's
so it's
true.
like, it's so
I mean,
true.
what did you call COVID the first time?
COVID.
And she said COVID, and she was trying to convince me that it wasn't COVID.
I was watching a news outlet thing, and they said COVID, so I was like so convinced because like I was like, oh my god, I believe the news, which is like my opinion has changed on that too. That shit's corrupted, but yeah.
That's so funny. Oh, it's COVID. What do you mean? It's COVID.
He was literally just dying of laughter, bro.
It's COVID. It's COVID. What are you talking about? COVID.
He literally told all our cousins.
COVID.
It's a good thing I don't get embarrassed like easily at all.
Yeah, I think you do, low key. You know.
I don't get embarrassed easily.
I don't know. It's debatable.
It doesn't affect me. You could literally tell. Okay, say I farted and you went and told people, "Oh, she just farted." I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd be like, "All right, cool." And what? You fart like all the time.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, "No,
Yes,
I
I
didn't. I didn't fart."
If I didn't fart, then obviously I'd be like, "Fuck you, I didn't fart."
Yeah, exactly.
That's my point.
Exactly, you didn't fart. You're like, "No, I didn't fart." All right, calm down.
Yeah, because I didn't.
It was a joke. Calm down. Relax.
Fuck you for joking like that. No. I feel like it just comes down to who you let under your skin, you know? But yeah, not...
I guess that
people
goes
don't
on
get
to
under
the
my
next
skin a lot.
topic very well, as to feeling like pressured. I mean, you've asked me to put this down, I think.
Yeah. Do you think you've had like a lot of pressure in your life, and if you have, like, in what terms? Like, do you think you've ever felt pressured to do something, go somewhere, be with someone, things like that?
Pressure to do good in school, that was one. Definitely had a lot of pressure there, because if I didn't do good, then I was just thrown in the bin. That's what it felt like. In school, you know, the way they made it out. Oh, you don't do this, then get in the bin.
They being the teachers,
Don't get
right,
the
and the
best.
school.
Just the school environment. I mean, it's not even just the teachers.
Yeah. Because I don't think we really got that from our parents. We didn't get like, if you do terrible, you're going to do
God.
this. If you do terrible, we're taking away your phone. We never got any of
No,
that.
we didn't have
honestly.
no grounded, nothing like that.
Yeah, I think that it made me more humble and grateful because I learned on my own to make my own restrictions.
Right.
Because if my parents had put restrictions on me, I reckon I would have rebelled because of how stubborn I am. If I want to do something and someone says no, I'd be like, okay, bye. I'm going and doing that thing.
I think I would have as well, you know.
Yeah.
I kind of did. Even though we had that much freedom, I still pushed the boundaries a lot more. And I guess that's because I was so comfortable. I was comfortable with pushing boundaries because Gish was the older one.
Yeah.
He was the one that paved that way, you know, of, okay, cool, he's doing things that he shouldn't do. But he's getting away with some things, not getting away with some things. I'm like, alright, cool.
Yeah.
But how far can I push it?
The mad thing is there's no actual like boundary. Like
no, there is a boundaries.
There are boundaries, but they're also boundaries that are acceptable. Like they're not unacceptable boundaries. Right. Like we've never been told, oh, you can't go out after a certain time. Thank you for that, because
we got told it. No, we
no, but I mean,
got
like,
told about it, but we didn't. It wasn't like a whole enforcing stuff.
No, it was just like, please, like, be home by this time, at least until you're 18. When you're 18, you're a full adult. You're responsible for yourself. If you need us, we're still here, but you can make your own choices by 18.
Yeah.
So, and I really appreciate that because I literally never went anywhere anyways until I was 18, and then nightlife started.
Do you think everyone had a drink before they were 18? I'm sure majority of people have had a drink before they were 18. Come
or
on
21
now.
For the Americans.
Oh yeah.
Or 21.
100%, man. No drink. But I'd be more surprised to meet someone who actually didn't drink before the age of 18. Because then it's like...
Yeah, no.
then I want to know why and what was the reason. I guess some people
Yeah.
definitely they haven't drunk before they were 18 because
Or
like
21, yeah.
because of their religious backgrounds, which is understandable,
Yeah.
or just strict parents, again
And then
understandable.
some people have a personal goal. Like, I remember watching an interview, and I think it was Sabrina Carpenter. She said she, on her 21st birthday, it was the first time she had drank, I'm pretty sure, and she wanted to test her limits. So she was recording herself. She made a TikTok, and she was like, this is 1 shot in, this is 2 shots in, this is... And then she got all the way to 40. She's like, this is, I think, 14 shots in. And then she was like, I think I'm gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. People like to test their limits, see how far they can go with it.
But going back to your question, did I ever feel pressured? Yeah, school days. Peer pressure never really got to me.
Same. I was too stubborn for it.
I don't think it... Maybe if I was in a... I don't know, if it was with the people that I wanted to impress, sometimes I would
Yeah.
feel pressured to do. But it wasn't like... No, actually, scratch that. No, that's a lie. I don't think I've ever felt like I had to do something.
Mm.
So that pressure of having to do something when I didn't want to do it, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Other than like school, which is valid because everyone's pressured.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that makes sense. But never in like life with like getting a job or like anything like that.
Yeah, I've definitely felt pressure, but that was more like anxiousness, like nervousness of whether or not I would or not.
I'm kind of there right now.
What?
In that stage where I'm like anxious and nervous about where life's gonna take me and if I'm gonna get a job and stuff. But it's a good type of anxiety. It's like a because I care.
That's it. That's what I was gonna say. It's
Yeah.
because you care that you feel that way, and that's the whole point.
Exactly.
But also, remind yourself that it's okay that if you don't get it, because rejection is redirection.
Or protection. Mine's always protection. But yeah.
What nonsense.
No, I'm being
joking,
protected by the universe, bro. Yeah.
Do you ever feel like it's hard to be proud of yourself?
I feel like I don't acknowledge how much I've actually done until I'm told constantly that people are proud of me. Like yesterday was a real eye opener of how much I've actually worked hard for the shit that I've got.
Mm-hmm.
Like and it's very humbling, and at the same time I feel like I lose sight of how much I do and how much it actually means and how much it will make a difference in the future. So when I do have like everyone coming up to me and be like, I'm so proud of you, I'm like, thank you so much. And I appreciate the fact that people are proud of me. And then I have to acknowledge how proud I actually am of myself, because I don't acknowledge it until I'm like, okay, constantly told you've done something and you deserve to celebrate. You've done something and it's gonna make a difference in your life.
Right.
Like you're actually doing shit that is important, you know? Because I feel like I lose sight of that. And as much as I do things that are quite like very important for my future, for myself, for my health, things like that, I don't see it as like a progression thing. I just see it as in the moment I'm doing this.
Right.
Because it's gonna have a result that I'd like.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. And you should feel proud.
Thank you.
To fucking do it, because a lot of people stress. Like, I'm sure we've seen it, and I'm sure loads of people have seen it who know people who've gone uni or you have gone uni, of the amount of stress that is put on you and you put on yourself.
Yeah.
To get the best grade that you could.
Yeah, it's also like the expectation as well, isn't it? Yeah.
I feel bad for people who have high expectations of uni in terms of the grade that they're going to get, because if they don't get the grade that they wanted, it's kind of like the only person that they can blame is themselves, not putting enough work. I feel that's the only way to be good at uni, you know?
It is.
To actually put in the work.
It's very
behind
true.
the scenes.
It is very true.
But that's with school as well. That's why I know that. Like,
yeah.
Everyone's always said, "Oh, you don't know uni, so you don't understand." Like I've been seen so many times with you or other people that I know that have gone uni, and they go, "Oh, you don't understand it. Like if you had a work to do, or coursework to get done, and you had a week to do it, and then on the last day you decide to do the work." And you're up till 1, 2, and then you start being upset and saying you can't do it, but it's like you put yourself in this situation.
I think it really comes down to the individual.
Yeah, because some people thrive in that
I
in that
thrive
position,
under
and I
pressure.
get it.
I
understand
thrive
that.
under pressure.
Yeah.
And I've said it so many times because that's one thing I've realized about myself, and I fucking love it because I could relax all week knowing something is going to come up that I'm going to have to like do an all-nighter, put in all my effort. But that's when I do my best work is under pressure because it all just flows out. I mean, I think it's because I'm so passionate about photography and video and like the projects I've done that when it came down to like documenting everything I did, I'm like, I know exactly what I did. I did this. So then I just like do it off the bat and just get like good grades when I do it last minute. But if I prepare and do it really slowly, I end up repeating myself so much that I would lower my grade because that's like not appropriate for like some reason. Like when you repeat yourself, you don't sound sure of yourself,
which makes sense. Why do you want to repeat yourself all the time?
Exactly. Unless it's an essay, then like I recommend repeat yourself especially in the conclusion. But I feel like you're right. A lot of people, it comes down to the individual because I know people that as soon as they get the assignment, they're on it. They're straight away. They're going to be putting in every single little detail until the final deadline, and they're ready a week in advance. They'll hand it in early. And I'm just like, I could never be that person. I used to try and be that person, and it was just soul-sucking because I didn't like it. I couldn't do it. Thriving under pressure was definitely my thing, and I got my best grades when I stayed up all night, got the work done, handed it in, and it's the best feeling when you know how much work you've put in, even in just like the preparation up to that one night. Because I tended to do all my research beforehand, like in all the months like leading up to the deadline. Everything I needed for that one day was done. Like I was prepared for that all-nighter to get it all in and just hand it in. But it worked out in my favour, and I got the grade I wanted, and I was so proud of myself after yesterday. That's when it really hit me. I was like, I have my degree.
Good.
But
keep milking that feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's still fresh.
Yes. Still, I need to mention it on all the interviews I have coming up. But I feel like you have experienced it, and so you know what it is like to have them like kind of things and to have something to do. And when you're right in the sense of like when you have a time limit, you've had all this time. If you know you want to get a certain grade or do a certain thing, it comes down to the individual to be like, how do I want to do this? Do I want to do it like this and like this? So when people tell you that, oh, you've not been to uni, you don't get it, I know you do get it. And I've seen that because the advice you've given to me, for example, and to other people that have been to uni, you get it even though you've experienced a sense of it, but it wasn't uni, it was school. Right.
And I never say that uni is easy because first of all, I've not done it, and it doesn't look easy. So because everyone has those uni stresses, and so I've heard it, and I'm like, okay, I'm glad I ain't got those stresses.
Honestly, bro, it's I'm glad I got it over and done with. I know there was a point where I was just like, this is like, it was low-key getting to me. I was like, okay, I love photography and video, I really do, and I know I'm going to do it in the future. It's just the fact that I have to work, like especially during COVID, that's when it really hit me. I was like, okay, I'm at home, I have to like have my own facilities, I have to do my own things, there's nobody else to really help me.
That's the one that I was going to say.
That's it, just proper. I was in the second year, I was so done. I couldn't even thrive under pressure because I couldn't give myself the pressure.
Right.
I was like, there's no pressure here, I'm at home, I'm chilled out, I'm relaxed, I'm working from home in a way just for uni. Like
you were doing online courses initially.
Basic, and I was still spending $9,000 for that 1 year.
That's fucked. That's so mad to me, man. $9,000
for my own Wi-Fi. My own Wi-Fi. I had to pay for it, I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure there's a way of claiming that back. Like that, man.
There is a student claim thing, and I have signed up for it, and we could be entitled up to 22,000 in, what's it called? If they win the case. If they win the case. Yeah, so there's a solicitors in the UK, a law firm that have said, this is unfair, we want to fight for the students on the students' behalf.
Yeah.
And so I signed up for it because I've read like all the terms and conditions, and I really hope they win, because I know a lot of students have been like, this is just so unfair. And I felt so bad for the people that had to move out and like actually got a place, and then because we were told that it would be half in person, half online, so it'll be both like but it wasn't. It was basically all online because, and we can't even lie. It was such an unexpected situation, even for them, that I can't even like fully blame them because they didn't know how bad it was going to get.
Right.
They didn't know that, students, teachers, everyone will at a certain point have COVID. It could be the same time, it could be different times, and we didn't want to spread it because there was a lot of people that are high risk. So it was like, I can't even fully blame them because they were just trying to look out for us and themselves at the same time. So, yeah, it goes both ways.
Well, I hope they win the case.
I really hope they win the case.
22K.
That would be amazing. It says up to, so even if we get the $9,000 back, that would just make a lot of difference.
Yeah, big difference.
Just for that 1 year as well.
Definitely, man.
But yeah, that's that.
Well,
Bloody hell.
The question was
under pressure.
Oh no.
Oh.
Is it hard to be proud of yourself?
Is it hard to be proud of myself?
But you have said that's it. You haven't answered that question actually.
I think I have, but I think I'll reiterate it. So I acknowledge when other people are proud of me, and because I have high expectations for myself, and only I'll know when I reach them certain things that I really want to do. Like, for example, graduation. That was the thing that I was like, for the longest time in my student life, in school, I was like, hey, I know I'm going to go to uni. In college, I was like, I know I'm going to go to uni. And I got the grades I needed to go to uni, got unconditional for all my unis. I think that was one of the first times I've been like that proud of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there was like school results on results day, and you open it up and then you're like, oh my goodness, I did it. Like, that was me. I put in that hard work. And then in college, when I got my extended diploma, I was excited then. And then it's basically every time I'm revealed to the results of my hard work.
So you don't find it hard to be proud of yourself then?
Yeah, I would say I don't. I think it's because I know myself so well that I won't let it get to my head.
Good. That's a good mentality to have.
Yeah, I'll always humble myself.
Yeah.
And feel grateful for everything.
That is good. I've only got into that mentality recently, but it's been a uphill battle for that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Trying to be proud of myself when I don't feel proud of me. But I can't even say, oh, I'm not doing the right things, because I am doing the right things to live the life I want to be living.
Yeah. It's just a process.
I reckon it's just they always say it's to do with the childhood thing, so it probably is. But when I think about my childhood, it's always been amazing. So I don't know. It's just something that I've got to try and figure out myself.
Yeah.
Feeling proud. I have been like giving more credit to myself.
As you should.
But it's still a hard battle to have.
It's a process.
Yeah, it is.
It's definitely a process.
But that's just because I was in a victim mentality for a very, very long time. And allowed myself to sit into this feeling for too long until I luckily fucking realised that this is my fault, my doing. I need to get out of it then.
Yeah. I'm glad you were able to get out of that, like, when you found out. Like, I know it was, like, obviously going to be a struggle or, like, a thing that you had to really work towards, but when you did, you realise how much work you'd put into it.
Yeah. Like, even now, I feel like I'm doing so many things, and there'd be times where I'd slip on and be like, I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Yeah.
You know, and even when I say I'm doing a lot of things, like, I am trying to make sure that fitness is all right. I am, reading books because I want to learn more about something, whatever it is. Okay. The podcast, obviously, we're doing this. I'm working as well. I'm doing things.
You are. It gets hard when you have to explain every single little thing you're doing, because it's honestly so hard.
But it is good that you remind yourself of how many things you're doing, because then you don't go down the road of the rabbit hole of thinking that you're not doing anything.
Or like trying to ask yourself, what am I actually doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Because then you fall into that victim mentality again of, I'm a loser, I can't do this, or I'm not like this, or someone's better than me, you're doing this. And it's like, fuck off. Why are you thinking of things that
you
don't
start
even
beating
matter?
yourself up over things. Yeah.
So giving myself, a lot more props.
Definitely.
Is something I'm working on.
As you should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I just love asking, like, mom and dad, just randomly, are you proud of me? Say you're proud of me then. And because I do it as a joke, because I know how proud they are of me, right? And so I just always constantly, like, reiterate, like, how proud of me are you? Like, you know, like, let me know. I want to know. Because I like to be told.
Yeah.
But,
see, I would never mention it if they're proud of me or not. I don't know if they're proud of me. But also at the same time, it's none of my business to know whether they're proud of me or not. As long as I'm proud of me, that's all that matters.
I know they're proud of you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the only thing you need to know is your parents will always be proud of you so long as you're happy and healthy.
It's nice that you see that like that.
Yeah. It's because I think it's personally like the way our parents are. We're happy, we're healthy, they're happy, they're proud of us.
I don't know.
And then obviously there's other things that add to it, like our little achievements and then our big achievements.
Yeah.
They do add to it, of course. But
look, very grateful to have the parents that we have.
Definitely.
100%. Obviously, are there things that you're not happy with that they do or they don't do? Yeah. But I think that's with a lot of parents, a lot of people that are like that. You know, there's still people at the end of the day trying to figure out life still. Or parents. Yeah. People kind of forget that sometimes.
I saw it like in a completely different light the other day where I was like, when a couple, right, two people have this child, this baby, it's essentially a whole another chapter of their life where they're not only like trying to nurture for this whole human being and like trying to raise them to be a good person or whatever, they are also learning how to be parents along the way. Like no amount of books, no amount of like other people telling you anything, like nothing is gonna make you prepared for that when you are the one that is the parent. You're the one responsible for this whole human being, which it can be scary if you see it like that. You're like, whoa, hold on a second. I'm only 21 and I used to think that I'd be married and having kids by 18 and now I'm like, I'm 21. I'm so grateful. I've got my own self to worry about right now. Like when you're ready to have a child and like you're pregnant and everything, like that's great, that's amazing, and it is a process of like not only learning how to be okay with this baby, make sure they're all good, make sure you're good too. Like not only you as a child growing up is learning how to respect your parents and stuff, but they're also trying to respect you as a child and remember that you're gonna grow into your own person.
Not even eventually. A child, respecting them as a person.
Exactly.
I mean, when I see my the nephews and that, and when I'm speaking to them, I'm respecting them as a person.
Yeah.
Forget about them being a kid, because I do understand they're kids, and kids are kids, but I look at them as a person.
Yeah.
Treat them as a person, as I treat them as if what's that thing? Treat thy neighbour as
thy friend.
Yeah, some shit like that.
It's a bit offensive. That's a bit offensive.
I shouldn't be saying that. I apologise. But yeah, it's cool seeing small people.
Small people.
They are.
They're tiny humans.
Human beings growing up.
They are.
Learning on the job, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like they're learning everything every day, new things. It's so interesting to me.
That's their process of growing up. Yeah. It's crazy. Because I also look at it as if like we've been through that, but we don't see that until we see it in someone else. Like as we see all these babies like growing up and stuff, we don't like actually like obviously every day it's not supposed to be on your mind that like I've been through a whole process. I've grown up from this. I'm this age. All of this. No, it's only when it hits you when you're like looking at a child that you've known since they were born. And now all of a sudden he's 5 years old, turning 6, and he's like, he can speak, like, you know, the whole process of when he couldn't even walk or talk.
Yeah.
And now he's out here being like with attitude and like he's grown into his own little person. It's just, it also gives you like a value of time. Like time is insane.
Yeah. Time's not real. It's a construct.
It is a construction. We can't get into that right now. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no. Question of the day?
Question of the day.
I think it's the right time. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't think there's going to be much editing to do in this video.
I fucking love it. I love it. I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable now on the camera as well.
Me too. Upstairs,
yeah, it feels like a good environment. Even with the noise in the background.
Yeah, but that's our noise that we hear. I don't think you can hear it on the camera and stuff.
Imagine when my face, when that girl screamed, I was just like, what is going on? I hope someone's okay.
Screaming?
Yeah, a girl just screamed really loud. She's like, ah!
Oh,
I was like, oh
excuse
my
me.
goodness.
Excuse me. Okay. Question of the day. What connects you to nature?
The first thing that popped into my mind was the fact that I'm grounded. Which I think is very metaphorical. But what connects me to nature is my environment, where we live. It's in a very nature area, I want to say. Nature type area. Like, there's a lot of greenery.
Yeah.
So that's what connects me to nature.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, to be honest. What did I write for this, actually? I'd say meditation and the walk in nature.
Yeah. Do you know what's mad? I kind of wish you had this book in the old house. Although I don't think you would appreciate it as much in the old house because of where you are at life. But like, I would have
been cool.
In it. I would have wanted to know like your answers back then.
Well, you're forgetting that I started this back in 2000 and...
It was in this house.
When I started. Oh, 2021.
Yeah, it was in this house.
Yeah, so that was this time last year.
Yeah. That's cool though, that it lasts for 5 years. You'll get to see your answers, how they develop.
Yeah, so far, none of them have changed. But I guess it's because of
A ton, yeah. That's true. Right, well, thank you so much for listening, everybody.
And watching. No.
Yes.
Make sure you like and subscribe and like the video.
Oh, stop recording again. Okay, wait, keep this recording. But let's do this. Right.
How rude.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Camera turned off. Again.
Well, that's the end of the episode, guys. Hope you like the video. And if you do like it, do subscribe to us and share.
If you like it.
Thank you for listening. And goodbye.
See you next week, guys.
Peace.
Bye.